What up, hustlers? Clouded Journey here, new comic book haul.
Catch me, I'm ballin', catch me, I'm ballin', catch me like Spalding, catch me like Rollins. If he indeed the MC, vitamin like G and
Haven't been making as many videos and things as I'd like. I've been working lots, so making more money, which is good. So I can afford more comics. I've been selling lots online. What I've been trying to do lately is sort of, if I find stuff that has some value, I'll buy it, throw it online, add it to my PayPal, and sort of build that PayPal credit up so I can then buy something bigger. So sort of trade up a little bit is the ultimate goal. You've heard me ranting about speculating, that kind of thing. I'm not against flipping books and speculating. What I don't like is when the market is sort of overinflated by people who are pushing for big things like Spider-Gwen or Gwenpool or whatever. And then making a book that really won't be worth anything. It doesn't have any real intrinsical value. It's only valuable because of the hype. That's sort of what bothers me. But you know what? People buy what they want, so that's fine. But speaking of real value, this is Amazing Spider-Man Spirits of the Earth. It's a Marvel graphic novel from 1990. And it's by Charles Vess, written and illustrated. And it's a really beautiful book. I got this at the flea market. There was a guy, he had a big box of comics and a bunch of graphic novels as well. So this is one of the ones I pulled out. I can't remember what I paid for everything. It was like $1 for this. But really beautiful book, hardcover. It's basically Spider-Man. He goes to Scotland with Mary Jane, and they have an adventure there. But just the way he draws Spider-Man's anatomy and everything just turns out really beautiful. I also like when you take a character and you sort of take him out of their comfort zone. So he's out of the city. He's in the mountains and the hillsides there, and he can't web sling around. He has to walk, and he's getting all upset with that. But the story itself isn't amazing, but the art is just beautiful. Really makes up for that. It's sort of a nice standard sort of feeling Spider-Man story. It goes pretty good for a while, and then it gets a little bogged down with a lot of exposition. But I definitely recommend this if you can find it for cheap. Good little story as a Spider-Man fan. They also had this there. So that is Kraven's Last Hunt, the hardcover edition. I have all these in singles as well. I actually don't love Kraven's Last Hunt. I like the art. I really love the covers for the single issues. They're really beautifully done. But the story itself, I think, is trying to be something, and it just doesn't work as well. I don't think the spider symbolism sort of works as well as the writer's tries to do it. But for the art itself, and it's just a totally different feel of a story because originally it was pitched as a Batman story, I think. So as a story itself, it's definitely it's nice to see something totally different that's totally not like Spider-Man in a way. It's a different take on that. So yeah, glad to have that. What else? This is Archer and Armstrong #0, which I believe is their first appearance. You hear a lot of talk because the Valiant's making movies and things like that. I think this is one of those books where it actually would make a good movie. It's sort of a buddy cop type thing. I really enjoyed this issue, actually. I read it. And basically, this kid is from sort of a religious right family. They're sort of these televangelist type people who are really messed up behind the scenes. And he's sort of he has this power where he can copy any ability he sees. If he sees someone doing it, he can sort of figure it out and learn it almost immediately. So he thinks he has this power from God, and then he's sort of disillusioned as his parents try to murder him, and he goes off and does all this training. And then you have this guy who's sort of invincible, immortal, and has claimed he's kind of a bum, skeezy scumbag type guy. They have some nice juxtaposition between the two of them. So really actually works really well as sort of a buddy cop. They're sort of two good guys, but totally different, and they work well as a team. So I actually would like to get some more of these issues and read this. I actually picked up the modern take on Archer and Armstrong because my store had them for like $5 for the trade. And I think I like what they did with it, but I think I prefer this origin to the more modern one. Although the modern one works as well on its own, but I just don't think as well. What else? More flea market haulage. Somebody had these two trades. They're the first trades of the current IDW Ninja Turtle series, which is really good, especially the origin. of like Raphael and the Turtles themselves and Old Hob, like a new villain. Really great. And these were like $2 each, so you can't really go wrong there. I had all the singles and I got rid of them. Kind of disappointed. I miss reading that series, and I keep not adding it to my pull list because I'm trying to keep my pull list low, but I do miss reading Turtle stories every month. There's another guy who always he'll bring like a random box of comics all the time, and there'll be lots of good stuff in it. And he's like, I'm not selling these issues. I have 3,000 of them, and I want to sell them all as a package. So I've seen him a bunch of times. I really should just get in touch with him and go check out what he's got, because he has a lot of this sort of like 80s, 90s stuff. So there could be some gems in there, and I don't know what he wants for everything. My problem is you end up with so many extra books, and what do you do with all those extra books? If you pull out 10% of them are good, then you have 2,000 comics that you just don't have anything to do with. So I already don't have enough room, but I really should check his stuff out, because in that box he had like 5 of these in like near mint condition. I've seen he's had Wolverine #1s from the first series, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm tempted to maybe get in touch with him, but he actually gave me this one for free. For some reason, I was willing to pay, and he's just like, it's like, oh, would you sell these ones? There's like a bunch of doubles in here. And he's like, tell you what, you can just have it. You take that one. So I'm like, okay, sweet, I'll take it. I also got Long Shot #1 from his first miniseries. Cool cover there. These miniseries from like the 80s, 90s, a lot of them are pretty good. So I'd like to hunt down a few of these. I like collecting miniseries because they're nice small things to keep an eye out for, you know what I mean? Like 6 issues or whatever. And you can track them down for cheap usually. There's not a lot of demand for them, so you can find them in random boxes for $1.50. They're kind of fun. Green Lantern Corps 201. I've seen this in a few people's videos lately, and I think I got this for $2 or $3. Near coffee, it's really pretty nicely white. Got a little bit of scuffing, I think, down on this corner. But it's the first appearance of the Green Lantern Corps and a whole bunch of other characters. This guy included, who's a pretty big deal. I forget his name. But I want to start collecting more Green Lantern, like collecting maybe the whole Jeff Johns run, because he is a cool character, and I've heard good things, and I've just never really sat down and read a lot of Green Lantern, but it seems like it'd be right up my alley, so got to get on that. Okay, so in that Archer and Armstrong lot that I got, I also got these. This is Captain Victory and the Galactic Rangers. This is like a 1980s series by Jack Kirby, and he like created it, drew it, wrote it, did basically everything on it. And I think this was kind of the time where Jack Kirby was losing a lot of respect. There was a time in like the 80s or 90s where just everybody kind of bashed Jack Kirby and thought he was terrible. But look at the detail and all this, and this is in the 80s when he's getting older and everything. So this series is really cheap. I don't know if because they printed a lot, or there's just not a lot of demand for it, or it's not very good. I will let you know after I read it. But yes, this is #1, #2. Like, he's just got such a distinct style. You look at it, you know. #3, #4. #5, and that's #7. So #6 was missing. So I got this big lot of books, including this. It was like $5 for everything. It was pretty Slayer deal. The man Steranko, Jim Steranko. If you guys don't know Jim Steranko, you got to start taking a look at some of his early stuff, because man, it is so good. I love it. And these are some of the less well-known Steranko stuff. It's the Strange Tales, Nick Fury and Doctor Strange together. So there'll be like 2 stories in there often. But yeah, this is just awesome, awesome classic stuff, and you can get it really cheap. This book, it's got quite a bit of wear on the spine here, but I got this one in the States for $10, I think. So very happy with that find. Really nice shape. And then my store also, local store, had just brought in a few books. So this is $157, and he was like, "Oh, I haven't priced them yet, but if you want, I will price them for you right now." So I was like, yeah, sure. I was like, maybe interested in this one. So he looked through it, and he's like, okay, I could let you have it for $15. And I don't know what he was, like what he looks at. He's had this before where he's graded books from when he totally misses stuff. So like there's a bit in throughout the book, I think it's in this corner, like there's a stain on the back and it goes through the book, like, and water damage and that kind of thing really lowers the grade of books, like way more than it probably should, I think, but really lowers the grade. So I was saying, well, would you take $10? And he gave me this hard stare down for like it felt like a good 10 seconds. This happened to me before. And guys, if someone ever stares you down in a situation like this, you hold your composure and you stare right back, and you end up getting your way quite often. This has happened to me a few times lately where people try to stare me down. You just stare right back, hold your composure, and he gave it to me for $10 or whatever. But I guess he wasn't impressed with me negotiating right after he priced it for me, and maybe he thought he was giving me a good deal already. I don't know. I pointed out the water and said, like, that's kind of what I was willing to pay. I don't know. He doesn't have to sell it to me. I didn't really want to pay 15, but another beautiful Steranko cover. So awesome. All right, and then also in another lot from the Abbotsford Bidding Wars thing, it's the Facebook group. People will post comics sometimes. They had a random sort of assortment of books here. There's one in here I wanted, and everything else was sort of bonus. But I think I got all these for $5 or something, and or $6. I can't remember. But lots of these really sort of mediocre 90s minor #1 issues and stuff. So Infinity War, I got X-Force #1, and it had the it's not in there. The Deadpool card. I promise I'm not lying. And this is the one I saw that I wanted. So Infinity Gauntlet #1. I see #1s all the time, and it's the rest of the books I have a hard time finding. But this is like near mint, really nice copy. Sleepwalker #1. This was kind of getting hot for a while. I don't know why. He was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something, maybe. I don't know. But that's his first appearance. And then a couple random Kick-Ass issues. So Kick-Ass #3 from the first run. It's got like a ding up there. And Kick-Ass #2. But this is a second printing. I sort of noticed that after. But yeah, so that's good. Fill that a bit. Yeah, so that's it, guys. Nothing super mega exciting. Sorry, I should have some stuff coming in. I've ordered some stuff offline, off the internet there, and I had issues with my P.O. box, so I couldn't pick those up yet. But next haul should have some pretty sweet stuff, so keep an eye out for that. Also, trade videos still up. I've heard from a lot of you, but then didn't hear from you after that. So a lot of people showed interest. You got to message me and just send me what you got there. cloudedjourney@hotmail.com. And yeah, would be happy to hear from you guys on that. If not, whatever, just comment. Catch you later, guys. Thanks a lot.
Catch me, I'm ballin'. Catch me, I'm ballin'. Catch me like Spalding. Catch me like Rollins. If he indeed the MC,